What up, YouTube fam? It's April G. Showers back at y'all with a reaction. So, I know I'm a little late on this one. I wrote down, I didn't write down y'all's names, sorry, but I wrote down how many. Oh, that's my priority list. And it goes to the next page. 12 different people sent me this. And out of those 12, 7 sent me another link similar to this. So we're going to check it out. It's called Clubhouse Heated Argument, Royce to 5'9", and Just Blaze defend Eminem and expose Dave and Benzino. Part 1. Oh, okay. So there's 2 parts. Alright. Now this joint is 28 minutes and 38 seconds long. So it's probably going to be a longer reaction. I did have a couple people tell me to beware that it might really, really, really piss me off. So, okay. Y'all know I keep it real and say how I feel, so, y'all know how I feel about old Stan Zeno. Old bum Zeno. Y'all know how I feel about him. I made a whole meme about him. I reacted to his song called Blessings, where he captioned it, music to be blessed by, copying Eminem, because his is music to be murdered by. I reacted to that song, where he stole, what's his face's lyrics from the song, was it Slick Rick? From the song The Message. I can't think, y'all. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. But anyway, and I've asked the question because I just hadn't seen Royce to 5'9" really say much about the whole thing with Eminem and Snoop and all that and all that and all that. You know what I'm saying? Which still makes me very sad, by the way, because I love them both. They're both freaking legends. But anyway, I will provide the link to this in the description box. Y'all make sure y'all go click on that link. Subscribe to the channel. I believe the name of the channel is Chatty House. Let's see. Chatty House is the name of the channel. And this what y'all are looking at is from the app called Clubhouse. I hope to get in one day with my irrelevant. Right now I'm too irrelevant, and I understand that. So, like, I feel like I'm at school, back at school, and we're out on the playground, and I'm just waiting to be picked for dodgeball teams or something. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, everybody know who I am one day. I don't want to get pissed off, but I'm going to shut up so I can go on and start this. Again, be sure to go show love to the channel where I provide this link in the description box. April G. Squad. Let's love y'all. Let's get it.
That had to do with the fact that he was rapping his ass off.
He wasn't rapping his ass off. His ass was still attached. He wasn't rapping his ass off.
Hard disagree.
That's I get it. I get it. And I know people are gonna probably go with your word.
And he said Larry Bird can't hoop.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Shut up. Nobody's saying that.
I didn't say that.
What this nigga Mouse had bad to say about Larry Bird, man?
I didn't say nothing.
He had a lot to say bad about Larry Bird. The nigga said he'd take Tim Hardaway over Larry Bird. He said that out of his mouth.
Yeah, I know. I did say
basketball wasn't created in these hoods by Black and Latino, people in the struggle.
I've said that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, hip hop is not a color, it's a culture. You know what I mean? However, hip hop was created by African Americans so they could have a voice, and yeah. And anyone of any other race, especially white, I mean, let's keep it real, needs to remember that and respect the hell out of that and know the history. And a lot of problem these days, a lot of the younger generation don't know the history regardless of their race. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And that's sad. But I don't think race should matter when it comes to music, regardless of the genre. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who some of these people are. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I know who King Los is. Obviously, I know who Royce the 5'9" is. I know who Paige Kennedy is. Paige Kennedy shared a song with me and checked out my reaction to his song with I can never say his name right, Elzai, Rules of Rap. And I know who Dave, Dum Dum Dave is, the co-founder, whatever, of The Source. From him and Zoe Stan Zeno. Dum Dum Dave and Stan Zeno. I know who Justina is. I don't know if I know who the others are. I know who Glasses is.
Either.
I always bet on Black. So yeah, if it's
Just Blaze, I know who that is.
Larry Bird or a black guy, I'm taking the black guy.
Well, it depends on the black guy, right? You wouldn't take Larry.
No, it doesn't
So
matter.
you're gonna take
What if
Larry?
it's
You gonna take
Samaki
me over
Walker?
Larry Bird?
You take
So
Samaki Walker
you
over
take
Larry
Smush
Bird?
Parker over Larry Bird.
I'm taking any black man over Larry Bird.
Okay.
How?
Well, okay.
What about
In
with
a game
Deontay
you want to
Wilder?
win?
Would you take?
Now that's just racist. And dumb. Just saying. Oh, let me finish what I said a while ago about the whole music thing. You know, there's a lot of people of other races that say white people shouldn't be allowed in hip hop. You know, that hip hop should only be for African Americans and stuff like that. And what I was going to say is, if you think that way, which by the way is completely racist, then no other race but white should be allowed to play basketball, because a white man invented basketball, created basketball. See the double standard there? That's not right. It wouldn't be right to keep African Americans or any other race from playing basketball, just like it wouldn't be right to keep white people or any other race out of hip hop or any other genre of music.
Deontay Wilder in the fight against Tyson Fury?
Against who?
Tyson Fury.
Hey, listen, man. All you need is one punch.
It's true.
This is amazing.
Correct.
What's up, Afion?
I refuse to even
What up,
engage
famo?
in the disrespect of Eminem, like Eminem ain't dope. So I'm not gonna give Mouse this opportunity to disrespect Eminem based off race, man. Eminem
It's
is
not
nice,
based
man.
on
We all
race.
know
It's
that.
based.
It is.
Yo,
You just said it's based on race.
yo, listen. If we all listen, if that nigga did not have all that he had behind him, and all you could judge him on is just rapping ability, we wouldn't be talking about this nigga, son. Like, and it's gonna sound weird because Royce is on the stage, but I said this shit yesterday when Royce
Bullshit.
wasn't here. He's never been better than Royce. You can go back to 2 projects where the nigga smokes, where Royce smokes him every record, but we don't talk about Royce the same way. Royce isn't heralded the same way that mediocre white boy is heralded, and that shit's crazy to me.
That mediocre white boy. Now, what if it was a white rapper in this conversation and called Royce a mediocre, and I don't even like saying it this way, but a mediocre black boy? Seriously, think about that person will be canceled immediately. It's not right. I hate fucking racism, man. Y'all right. This is gonna be a lot of reaction, and I'm already getting pissed the fuck off because I fucking hate racism, no matter who it's towards or who it's against. I fucking despise it. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
The same way Royce isn't heralded the same way that mediocre white boy is heralded, and that shit's crazy to me.
He's not mediocre. That's just a lot, man.
The cap on this hat. I think it take more than just rapping ability, though.
Exactly. Tell
Yeah,
this talk to this nigga, Royce. No, it takes.
They said I think it takes more than just rapping ability, though. And this mouse person says, yeah, it takes white. First of all, who is Mouse? I don't even know who you are, homeboy. See, I wish they'd let me in there so I could fucking talk, even though nobody knows who I am. I don't give a fuck. People know who I am real quick. And I'd say this if it was an African American person, a Mexican person, an Asian person, a Caucasian, a white person. If there was a white artist in this group and they were saying what this mouse person is saying about an African American artist or Mexican, Latina artist or an Asian artist, whatever it may be, I would not stand for it. I would say the exact same thing to the white person. You racist as fuck. I'm a 40-year-old white woman who grew up in and still lives in the Bible Belt. And I have cussed out racists, been in fights with racists my whole life. And I'm not talking about people who have been racist against white people.
You gotta make songs.
Certain levels in this music shit. Like all of those things that y'all are talking about they all like the machine and all of that, having the machine behind you, you need that in order to reach a certain level.
Nobody would have been able to do what M did, man. You know what I'm saying? Period.
And nobody did it still. All these other white boys come on rapping, ain't none of them got close to that nigga. They can't sniff that nigga motherfucking heel of his shoe, dog.
M was a real fan of the culture, man. He came up in hip hop, feeling that stuff, man.
Oh, brother.
Record.
Oh, brother.
Fucking brother.
Brother, what?
Dave, you don't seem like you fucking with that.
Which part?
Well, first of all, before we like Eminem, I know you say Eminem got a machine, but Eminem is definitely
Who
a
the
super
fuck don't
talented
got?
rapper.
But which rapper we talking about don't have a
They
machine?
all got a machine. What I'm saying is,
The
if you listen to
the
rap and you love hip hop, you gotta come real with the
the
fact that
machine
Eminem is a super talented rapper.
Facts.
He not top.
the
He not top
machine was
50.
the machine was developed and fine-tuned to take the control of hip hop from the community and from the people. Okay, there was always, payola and shit like that in the music industry, but they couldn't control hip hop. Hip hop was controlled by the streets from the 70s, 80s, and throughout the 90s. This shit had to be stamped by the streets in order to become mainstream successful. If you didn't get stamped by the streets, yeah, maybe you come in and out like Vanilla Ice or something like that. You're in and out of there, boom. But the machine and the way they sold up radio, the way they did different things, and the way they used Eminem to take that white audience and start to divert them away from the audience that had been supporting black artists and black hip hop is what I'm talking about when I talk about the machine and all the different factors that came into play surrounding him. And yes, he's
Who are
talented,
you?
but at the same time, I can agree with what Mouse is saying. Yeah, he's talented. He's a great rapper and lyricist, but there's many great rappers and lyricists, and to
I agree with that 100%. 100%. And I also understand that not everybody's gonna like Eminem's music. That's totally cool. I completely respect that. If he's not your top 10, top 20, top 100, if you don't like his music at all, I respect that. But he deserves to have respect put on his name for his longevity, his legacy, his story, his everything he's done for hip hop and the culture, and just so many things he's done. He deserves to have respect on his name. Period.
rapper and lyricist, but there's many great rappers and lyricists, and to say that the fact that he was white wasn't a huge part of what made him successful.
I don't think anybody's ever said that.
Nobody
Okay,
said that.
Nobody has said that in here.
okay. Well,
Well,
So
what
you
happened
think?
to
Let me
sound
let
like
me
Axl
let
sound
me,
like
let me
you
ask you this, Dave. Let
disagreeing
me ask you
with
this.
Mouse.
Do you think, hey Dave, do you think that hip hop evolving into a worldwide thing? Do you think that's a bad thing for culture?
No,
You think
no,
that's
but it already was a worldwide thing. It was a worldwide. Run DMC took it worldwide in '86, and they were black, and white people was buying their music, and the streets was still stamping their shit from when it first came out, and it
Exactly.
continued on after that. Every major artist ended up.
Shout out Run DMC. And who inducted Run DMC into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Dave. Oh, oh. Who was it again? Mouse? I believe it was the mediocre white boy you were referring to earlier. Inducted Run DMC into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Got that video in a playlist on my channel called Eminem the GOAT. That's just filled with a bunch of different Eminem videos. I got another one called Tupac the Legend. That's filled with a bunch of Tupac, and same with Michael Jackson, because those are my top 3 artists of all time: Michael Jackson, Eminem, and Tupac. R.I.P. Tupac and Michael Jackson. I named my son after Michael Jackson. He was born on Michael Jackson's birthday. I love MJ.
WA, Pac, all the majority of their fan bases were white to begin
so
with.
so let me ask you this. How come you can own a magazine in the culture, but he can't make albums in the culture? What's the difference?
If I could stand up without my headphones getting caught, I would. I give you a standing ovation for that question, Royce. If you can make a magazine for the culture, why can't Eminem make albums for the culture? Because Dave is white. So he needs to just shut up. the magazine that failed, by the way, a magazine that flopped. That the mediocre white boy helped flop. Put the nail right in that coffin.
First of all, I never said he can't make albums in the culture.
What are y'all talking about?
So was your
Because
so
no
wait a
one
minute.
ever, if I may, no one ever said Dave Mays puts out the Source magazine, which is something,
which is the Bible of hip hop,
which is the hip hop Bible.
I
right?
agree.
But
I agree with that.
nobody ever heralded,
Created.
no one ever
Puts
heralded
out.
Dave Mays as the greatest person to ever speak about black.
Dave Mays wasn't the person
Of
on the
course
cover
it
of the
was.
Source every
We
month.
didn't
Why
even
would
know
they?
that was a thing.
Exactly
Why
my
would they?
point. When you see this white boy come along, we done seen years and years and generation of
Miles, that's a
pioneers
terrible
and
point.
black faces. But the minute this motherfucker showed up with this bleach blonde hair and rapping about putting nails in his eyelids,
Mouse, who
great white saviors here.
Mouse, who created Time Magazine?
I don't know.
Who
I
created
did.
Newsweek?
Like,
Who created Newsweek?
We had no
Who created?
clue
No, hold up.
who
Who created National Geographic?
Some white man, I guess.
And you don't know. That's my point. So why would anybody know who Dave Mays was? It's a magazine.
No, my point was to what Royce asked.
Why would Dave Mays be heralded? And that's not a shot at you, Dave. I'm asking a real question.
No, but
That's facts, because I didn't know who the hell Dave Mays was until I reacted to Benzino, part of Benzino's interview from Queen's Flip in his little IG live meltdowns where he acted like a dummy, stupid idiot. I'll bust you with these or with these. FAGGOT, where's your mama? Where's your mama? An idiot.
You're drawing an analogy.
No, I'm agreeing with you on that instance, Blaze. I was answering what Royce said. Royce asked, he made the comparison between Dave releasing a magazine or creating a magazine and this man putting out some albums and then being heralded as one of the top hip. Get the fuck
right, but then you said Dave Mays makes the Source magazine and he's not heralded as X, Y, and Z. My question is, what magazine creator is? None of them.
Well,
so
Oprah.
that point.
Jan Winner.
So Mouse, you don't feel like Marshall is a creator, is a contributor to the culture?
Yeah, I didn't say he can be considered a contributor, but to put him on this pinnacle of upper echelon rappers, he's not that. He's just not that.
Yeah, that's like your opinion that I feel like you should be entitled to. That's like super subjective. I don't think nobody should be able to argue with you that right there.
I don't mind it. This is how I make my living, so I don't mind it.
Part of it is looking at the impact of what his impact was on how hip hop changed afterwards. So it's not personalized so much against him. You know, it's what the impact of how it was used to divert the audiences and change the course and the direction of hip hop and the control of hip hop. Okay, so that's something we're not really talking about. You know, he helped create this safe space for white people in hip hop that still exists to this day. You know, all throughout the media, all throughout. You know, to me, what made me different, in my opinion, and you know, and made the Source different as the person who created the Source, is my understanding as a white person in hip hop. It wasn't that I couldn't be white and be in hip hop, but I had to understand that hip hop comes from the streets. I had to understand what comes with that, and I had to, you know, keep that my, you know, kind of first and foremost at all times, even as I'm building a multi-million-dollar corporation, and understanding that those two things, as hard as it might be.
Dude's so boring, he's putting me to sleep. Let me rewind it back a couple seconds, see what this dummy's saying. I'm sorry to be so, whatever you want to call it, but I just don't like this Dave dude. And the fact that he fucks with Benzino, I mean, that just says it all.
My, you know, kind of first and foremost at all times, even as I'm building a multi-million-dollar corporation, and understanding that those two things, as hard as it might be, you have to try to keep, balance those two things.
So are you implying that Marshall didn't do that with his career?
I'm saying
implying that.
he didn't do that until after he was exposed. There's no record of
exposed as what? What do you mean?
What?
Well, once the racist songs and stuff came out, that's when
Y'all went out. Y'all went and found those songs.
No,
They still exist.
Y'all went and got the
songs. His people
but they
existed. Just to make sure everything's clear. His people, the people that he started rapping with, the white people that he grew up with before he was hanging around black people, who he made the racist rap hour with, they came from Detroit with the tape, up to my office and played the shit for me with a whole bunch of shit, including the pieces that got released. So we didn't go looking for those. His people brought those songs up to us.
Right. Okay. So you talking about some tapes they made when he was 16 years old. You acting like he made those songs and released them within the culture. Like
it don't matter. The songs exist.
Listen.
Wait. So
let me get this straight though. Eminem was 16. He put out that record, and it's disgusting. And I was very disappointed when I heard it. I didn't hear it till years later. But I found out he was 16. He had an African American girlfriend that broke his heart, broke up with him. Whatever, that's still no excuse. You know what I'm saying? But he was a kid. And you know how when you're a kid, a dumb teenager, you do dumb stuff. We all do. We all make mistakes and have done things we wish we wouldn't have done, said things we wish we wouldn't have said. Eminem's apologized for it. Made a whole song about it. I don't even think I've heard the song he made about it. But I know he made a song about it. I don't even know the name of the song. Dang, what's the name of that song? Somebody told me on IG the name of that song. Anyway, I'm not even getting it. It's the same bullshit dumbass Nick Cannon's dumbass was saying.
Just ask one question.
But real quick, how many times did
I don't think it's right. At all. I don't. But we've all done things we wish we wouldn't have. Especially when we was 16. The only difference is my generation, most of the people that's in this conversation's generation, the only difference with us is we didn't have fucking internet. Thank God.
Source, how many other times did the Source run a hit piece on a rapper besides that? There was clearly
first of all, look,
because all the white boys said nigga. All the white boys got nigga videos. Why y'all ain't exposing those? All the white boys got nigga videos. Go look on YouTube.
Let's expose
Dave, you probably got one.
Justin Bieber had one.
Wait, Dave, I'm just trying to understand one thing.
Fuck out of here with that.
Can I ask one question? Dave, are you saying that he started to align himself with black artists once y'all put that movie up?
No, not align with black artists, but talk publicly in a more pro-black kind of and pro-hip-hop position than he ever had before. He was aligned with black artists. That was part of the marketing strategy for him. We're going to make him from Detroit.
Marketing strategy. Really? Eminem was born in Missouri, moved back and forth from Michigan to Missouri, back and forth. Ended up in Detroit, Michigan. No, he didn't grow up on 8 Mile or in a trailer park. He lived in a trailer at one time, but he didn't grow up in a trailer park. That was theatrics in the movie 8 Mile. Just for those who didn't know. If you didn't know, now you know. But he did grow up in Detroit, in a predominantly African American neighborhood, went to a predominantly African American school, had predominantly all African American friends, began his career doing battle rap, underground battle rap, with predominantly African American rappers, artists. And then when Dr. Dre discovered Eminem, which that's a whole nother story, but and Eminem met Dr. Dre, Eminem brought D12 along with him. There's 5 other people Eminem brought along with him. Mr. Porter, who is Denon, who else? I can't even think. Bizarre, Proof, R.I.P., Swifty McVeigh, Kaniva. Come on. He didn't have to keep his word with his friends. He could have been like, deuces, motherfuckers. I made it, y'all didn't. Ha ha! Have fun in Detroit, motherfuckers. No, he didn't do that. He kept his word, and he brought them with him. And all 5 of them are African American. And again, rest in peace, Proof.
The Black City. We're gonna line him with Dr. Dre
Because that's where he's from. That's where he's from.
I can actually I knew him before there was ever a Dre meeting. I used to see him around New York, stalking the Royce offices. Like that was I don't see the correlation there. I was watching him do that before anybody knew who he was.
Right, he was trying to get on as a rapper. Nobody said he wasn't.
There was a white DJ who I worked with that played his first record. Me, Stretch, and Bobbito. So we was the first ones to play his record. And Stretch is white, and we played on the radio. First record ever.
I got a correlation with all of this, with all these accolades he get from the black community, all this upper echelon shit he do in that black space. What has Eminem done except release that Black Lives Matter bullshit ass album, Rivals? What else? What has he done to benefit the same black culture that he benefits from?
He gave you 50 Cent, G-Unit.
I didn't think so. So like I said, I didn't think so. He didn't do nothing. Thanks.
What you mean?
Wow.
What you mean he ain't do nothing?
He didn't do anything. What did he do?
Well,
what
nigga, I just told you. What do you mean? What so what I just said don't hold no merit? 50 Cent G-Unit? That's not good?
No, that's not.
So you saying you don't like their music, or what are you saying?
What did you do to benefit the black culture that you eat from? Did you give back? Why are there kids in Detroit where you live? Are the black kids in Detroit where you live? Are they better off because of anything you did?
Man,
no.
Are you saying do he give to charities? Is that what you're asking?
That's what I'm saying.
He give to charities every single year for sure. I know that person.
You know that. I don't see it.
Why you don't have to see it? You ain't from Detroit. What you got to see it for?
That don't mean it didn't
there's
happen.
many black people from Detroit.
Just like
he gave, which this don't have anything to do with race, but when Music to Be Murdered By came out in January last year, the first Music to Be Murdered By, side A, and the song Unaccommodating he's got with Young M.A. And the line that caused all the controversy about the Manchester bombing with Ariana Grande. I'm glad she safe. Prayers to everybody that was affected by that. What people didn't understand was, and I know it's not all about money, I'm not trying to say it's all about money, but before the song was ever even a thought in his mind, he had donated over $1 million to help rebuild and everything to the whole Manchester bombing situation. Eminem donated I forget how much, 1.3 million, a lot to it. Eminem cares about what's going on in the world, regardless of what race it is. He stands up for what he believes is right, and I respect him like hell for that. Speaking of mediocre white boys, what other mediocre white boy would go on the BET Awards and diss the President of the United States of America and stand up for African Americans besides Eminem? What other mediocre white boy would do that? Or what other white boy would do that? Period. Answer that, mouse. Starting to see why you got your name.
Just like Dave
Especially
Mays and
as
them
the
be,
number
just like
one-
Dave Mays and them be talking about he ain't from Detroit. He's very much from Detroit.
But we
You know what I'm
talking
saying?
about
Like
Thank
y'all
why we
paint
talking about
anecdotal
anybody
pictures
else?
about somebody that y'all don't even know.
Why we talking about anybody else other than
when
this
did you
white nigga?
first
We
meet
talking
him?
about
That's like me. I was born in Decatur, Alabama. That's where I was born. I moved to Tennessee when I was 10. So I can say I'm from Alabama, or I can say I'm from Tennessee. Because I'm 40 years old, and I've lived in Tennessee since I was 10 years old. So for 30 years, 3 decades, I've lived in the state of Tennessee. But my birth certificate says Alabama. So what, I can't say I'm from Tennessee? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh, mousy mouse?
him.
When did you first meet him? Because he's from Missouri and he didn't live on
Yeah, he was born. He was
What
born.
I
I don't
say?
need you to tell me that, bro. Yeah, he was born in Missouri and then he moved here. You know what I'm saying?
What'd I say?
But he grew up on the east side. You know what I'm saying? Like he's from Detroit. People saying he come from a trailer park. He don't come from a trailer park. He's from Detroit. He lived in a trailer park.
Proof, baby.
What'd I say a while ago? I know about Eminem. I joke around and call him my husband. Come on now. I know all about it. I mean, look what jacket I just put on. It's a recovery jacket. Eminem's story and his music helped to both save and change my life. If it were not for Eminem's story and his music, both, I would be either high or dead today. 100%.
But he's from Detroit. But he's from Detroit.
What's up with Basement Productions and
And this ain't about people not liking Eminem's music or even not liking Eminem. It's about it all being about race. That's fucked up.
his group with the 4 white boys? You know about that?
I ain't never met them dudes, but Basement
But
Productions,
you know
that's a
about
production company. That's a production company he was signed to. Yeah, I never met those white dudes that he was in the group.
Him and 3 other white boys that had a group called Basement Productions. This is before he started fucking with black people.
No, Basement
Just keep the
Productions.
record
Basement
straight.
Productions is the same production company that he was signed to when he signed with Dre. Same production company.
That was the 2 brothers.
Yeah, Marky and Jeff.
Exactly.
And Jeff. The Bass Brothers. That's who that is.
I don't know.
I do know.
What do you
I
mean
do
you don't know? I'm telling you.
You
saying you don't know, but I'm telling you.
So Royce,
No, you don't have all the facts. If you think what I'm telling you is false, why would I lie to you, brother? I don't have no reason to lie.
What did you say that I said was false?
Oh, I thought I heard you say that you got the facts. Like something I'm saying is false.
No, I didn't say nothing. I don't know what you said it was false, but I do have a lot of facts because, I did my research and I know a lot of shit about what happened.
But one thing you just spit as a fact was very wrong.
Which is what?
In regards to the Bass Brothers and Basement Productions.
Yep.
What? No, the Basement Productions was four white boys that made rap tapes together. Okay, when Eminem was like whatever, about 18 years old, 19 years
16,
old.
dog. 16.
He wasn't
16.
16.
Don't
There
twist
was
it.
no, you know, the
Don't
black
twist it.
girlfriend. There was no black girlfriend. That was a lie that was made up to make it seem to justify that song where he called black women bitches. There was no black girlfriend. You're gonna sit here and tell me there was a black girlfriend?
How do you know that to be true?
How do you know it to be
you
true?
saying, am I
How
gonna
do
sit
you
here and
know it
tell
to
you
be
something?
true?
You talking
What's
to
her
somebody that's
name?
friends
Where's
with him.
she
You don't
at?
know him.
Do you know that to be true? I'm asking you. Just
I
like
don't know. I don't know nothing about way back then. I know
Okay.
I've been on tour with him.
Okay.
I know
Thank
I've been
you.
on tour with him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so are you asking me if he's fucked
No,
black
I'm
girls?
asking you, did
Is
he
that
have
what
a
you asking
black
me?
girlfriend when he was 16 that broke up with him, and that's why he wrote
I
that
didn't know him when
song?
he was 16, brother. I don't know.
No,
I didn't know
that's
him when he was
not
16,
why.
so I don't
But
know.
that was the reason that was given in the prepared statement that was put out.
Who cares? Who cares? Why do you
The
care
only
about
reason
that?
anybody cares is because what I'm talking
What kind
about
of girlfriend did Post Malone have when he was 16? Why you don't care
Fuck
about
Post
that?
Malone. I don't give a fuck about Post Malone. What that got to do with Post Malone is what I'm talking about. The reason Post Malone exists and it has the level of success that he has is because not just of Eminem, but the impact of Eminem, how Eminem was used by the machine and these companies, these corporations to change the market of hip hop and allow them to control.
So you think
They did that shit.
Post
Hold
Malone's
on, hold
presence in
on.
the culture is a bad
Hold
thing?
on,
You think
hold on,
that's
Yeah,
a
hold on,
bad
I
thing
Dave.
do.
for the culture?
I do.
I really don't really
Hold
fuck
on,
with Post
Dave.
Malone from what
We know
I've
you
listened
do,
to a
old
lot of
Mickey
music.
Mouse.
What I've
Listen,
seen of him.
listen.
Yo,
He
one
seems-
mic, guys. One
he seems
mic.
like
One
a Kid
mic.
Rock type of dude to me.
They
No,
did it
he's
with
not a Kid Rock type of dude, bro. He's not. He's not.
They did it with the Beastie Boys way before that.
Yeah, but
Wait,
it
what?
didn't work. And the Beastie Boys was a little
What you mean it
more.
didn't work?
They did
That
what
shit
with the
went.
Beastie Boys? They did what with the Beastie Boys?
I'm saying if you're talking about white people rapping in hip hop, that was already successful. So it's not Eminem.
Yeah, that is true. Beastie Boys were very popular. My older brother, R.I.P., loved the Beastie Boys. I never really got into the Beastie Boys. Love their song Paul Revere. It's like sentimental value between me and my big brother. There's a couple other songs I could rock with, but I was never really into the Beastie Boys. Now, no white hip hop artist has ever been as big as Eminem, and I don't think there'll ever be another white hip hop artist that will ever be as big as Eminem. I'm just speaking facts. If we're basing it on numbers and album sales and all that stuff, come on. But Beastie Boys were very successful.
Right, but
Eminem is not the
you went from
precursor
the
to
Beastie
success.
Boys to 14 years later with Eminem. There was nothing. You had Third
And
And
Phase.
with
what's
third
Third
what's
phase, you
happened?
have Vanilla
And
Ice.
Yeah.
and what
Right,
happened
and what
after
else?
that? Like what?
Right,
Every white boy,
after
listen.
Eminem is when all the white rappers, white
Listen.
hip hop
Every white boy,
now have come into the business.
Excuse
There
me.
wasn't nobody else.
every white boy came into here, dragged their nuts through the culture, and kept it moving to rock. Except Marshall, he's the only one. Everybody else,
Well,
including Rick Rubin.
Well, he could have went. He could have went. He could have went and did the rock. Let him go.
Yeah, but he didn't because he's hip hop.
He shouldn't.
He
He
That's
just
right.
should.
He was raised by hip hop, but that's your opinion. But I'm just telling you that's something to look at. Like what Dave Mays is talking about. I think the countercultural kind of like thing that Dave Mays is talking about. Y'all are throwing him in that category just because he's white, and you doing it not knowing who you talking about. You
That's
just
right.
assuming.
That's
I'm
right.
doing it based
with
on
You comparing them to Kid Rock.
He
That's
was the
that's
catalyst
crazy.
for it all. He was the catalyst. Whether it was intentional by his part or not, that's how he was used.
So the
by
Beastie
system.
Boys weren't a catalyst?
No.
What about
Because-
third base?
How would you quantify them as not being a catalyst?
Right.
I mean,
We acting
the
like
Beastie
that's
Boys,
crazy.
because the Beastie Boys didn't.
The Beastie Boys
First of
wasn't
all-
even rappers. Them niggas was doing all that bullshit music and came
Right,
and
that
did
Beastie
one rap
Boys
album.
was
And you
like
will
a-
not, and you won't
a
say
novelty
Ways that
rap,
shit was.
really. I mean, they were
No,
doing
that's
better
not what you
Whoa,
at.
wait. So the Beastie
No.
Boys were not. Wow.
They wasn't even rappers at first.
But
They actually
the
came and
Beastie
became
Boys
rappers.
didn't
Are you
spawn
are you
away.
familiar with what was happening in downtown Manhattan, like 82, 83, when the scenes were colliding? So you're bringing up the fact
Yes.
that they weren't originally rappers. Yes, they had a group called, was it Cookie Puss, or was it the Cookie Puss era?
That's not what I'm saying. Just
No,
listen what I'm
but
saying.
but
It's
do you
the-
know
it's
the
the
era that
impact.
you're speaking on?
No. But just listen
Well,
what
then
I'm
you
saying.
might,
Listen.
then you might not want to speak on it because right now you're
No,
entering
but-
into territory that you're
No, it's
clearly
not.
not
It's-
clear on. You are
No,
clearly not
I'm-
clear on this
Just, I'm-
era.
I'm-
You are
Just, I'm
clearly
clear.
not clear on this
Just-
era, bro.
Just listen. Just listen. The same thing they talking about with M, it's enough people that you could convict for that. Not the one motherfucker that's the rapper. Not the one motherfucker that stayed in hip hop. It's a lot of motherfuckers that came from other genres that came into hip hop. It's other motherfuckers who was hip hop that went into other genres. The
Agreed.
one white
That's
boy that's
true.
been this shit the whole time, feel me? Like, that's crazy. And no, it's not M's fault that the white boy influx happened. It's not his fault. It was white boys in between and white boys after. There's still not one as successful as that one.
Nope.
It don't
That
matter
nigga,
how
that nigga
many
was side
thousands
by
of
side. He
motherfuckers.
was side by side with us at the open mics, at all the battles. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way we came up, he came up. The only difference is he's just a white boy.
Thank you, Royce.
That's the difference.
Now
That's
I
a
will.
I don't
huge
think.
Now,
I
one.
I
don't
will not
think.
discount
again,
the
I don't
fact
think
that
us. I
he
don't think
also
us as the
made
culture. I don't think we. I don't think all of us put him up to some high platform like
it,
Thank
the
you.
greatest. Like me personally,
he
that's Hove for me. Hove is at the tippy top of
what
lyricism
about
to
the
me.
song? What about the song where he used the N-word with the ER in it? What about that one? Did you listen to that one? And what was your thought about that?
What? Who was that asking me that question?
Dave.
What song are you talking about, Dave?
One of those songs from that tape where he said, "I don't like the chicks with
Hey,
the big
it's the same
butt."
Dave,
song.
Because
It's
Dave,
the
that's
same
Dave,
that.
song.
I'm just
Dave.
asking you.
Let me tell you something, Dave. Back then, when y'all was doing that shit, when y'all had that little baby
What about?
beef
No,
that
we're
y'all
not talking
had.
about what
No, no, no.
y'all was
Listen,
doing.
listen,
We're
listen,
talking about
listen,
the
listen.
song that
When
he
y'all was doing,
made and what he
listen. Let me talk.
said.
Let me talk, man. Like when y'all had y'all little baby beef going on. I was in Detroit. Me and M wasn't speaking to each other. We wasn't around each other. I don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. I'm
whatever,
not talking about
whatever
no
he.
baby beef or none of that. I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
We're
nigga,
talking
that's what
about
that's
Eminem.
what y'all
You're saying
were
he came
engaged
up
in.
in the culture side by side, this, that, and the other, and he's just like all of us. I'm saying, but not do all of us have a song where we use the Nigger word derogatively towards black people, where we have another song where we call black people porch monkeys?
Man,
We
Dave,
have
you
another
gonna
song.
have to. You
I'm
know
just
what? You know
asking.
what? The same thing that Mouse is talking about with
Oh,
M. I'm gonna have to see that with you. I'm gonna have to see some receipts with you to see what you really doing for the fucking community to be so
Why
you
you
can be
try?
some
I
sort
mean,
of
first of all, we can talk
what?
about me all day, but why
No, no,
you
no, no.
changing
We're
the
not gonna
subject,
talk about
bro?
you all day.
I'm
We're
talking
not gonna
about the
talk about you
subject,
all day.
the facts at hand.
I'm saying you don't get to be a gatekeeper. Who the fuck are you? Like, what
What
have
do you
you
mean?
done?
Who the fuck am I? I'm the man who created the source, and the source helped
Yeah,
create
yeah,
all of
yeah.
this
And
for
well,
everybody on here.
you partnered up with
Everybody
the man
on
that
here.
ruined it. You partnered up with the man that ruined it. So we on to
Royce gets boy. Royce is getting in his ass. Thank you, Royce. Thank you, Royce. What have you done for the African American community, Dum Dum Dave? Other than create a magazine, and then partnered up with one of the dumbest dummies to ever live, who's been sucking Eminem's D like a leech ever since the early 2000s. It brings him up and starts talking shit about it every 5, 6 years just to make himself relevant again. Because that's all he's got. Because it sure as fuck ain't his music. And I reacted to one of his most recent songs just to give him the benefit of the doubt, just to see. And he stole people's lyrics. And the ad libs was horrible. And it was just the night. I'll link that reaction at the end of this. At the end of this, y'all can judge it for yourself. I'll also link that funny ass meme I made of Benzino. At the end of this, it's called Benzino auditions to be a dancer. You're welcome, with laughing emojis. And then I'm also going to link my most recent rap that I wrote called Dear Shadys. SHADYS, plural, not possessive. Where I used every single song title from Music to Be Murdered by side A and B, except Alfred's theme, to top my shit.
the next topic. That's it.
So
You ain't
So
nobody like that.
So I agree.
Okay.
I agree with
Okay.
you. I agree.
Okay.
I know it's okay.
Look,
Yeah,
I
no.
agree with you, Royce. I agree with you. Right? We can't have two white people compete because then it started looking like a savior complex battle. Now I'm asking you as a black motherfucker in the culture. I'm asking you. I'm not Dave, so you that same thing don't work with me. So I'm asking you. You okay with that nigga? You okay with that white man doing that and then smiling in your face?
I'm not. I don't look at it like that. I'm not okay. I'm not okay with what was said on the tape. But I'm also taking in consideration that he was the youngin. He was a youngin, and I don't think there's a white person who exists that didn't use that word at some point. Like I just look at it like that, and then I weigh that against the good qualities.
I understand why Royce would say that. 100%, I do. But I can say I've never used that word. The N word and GD. I won't even sing in songs or rap in songs. Can't stand those two words. You can ask anybody that knows me.
Like I just look at it like that, and then I weigh that against the good qualities that's in him that I noticed, and the shit that he did for me coming up that he didn't need to do. And the time we spent with each other, I came to the conclusion that I don't feel he a racist, and I kept it moving. You know what I mean? That's really it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't understand what Dave and Benzino want the culture to do. What do y'all want us to do? Like y'all want us to throw him in the fire, throw him away? Like the dude he's a major contributor.
Dave and Benzino, that's what I want. I want y'all to do that.
Yeah, all right,
toss
cool.
This nigga.
What did he just say?
Like y'all want us to throw him in the fire, throw him away? Like the dude he's a major contributor.
Dave and Benzino, that's what I want. I want y'all to do that.
Yeah, all right,
toss
cool.
This nigga.
He said I want y'all to toss this N word, referring to Eminem. Just like he's a bag of garbage. Man, get the fuck out of here, old Mickey Mouse. We got Dum Dum Dave and Mickey Mouse.
Nah, that ain't happening. That ain't
Why
happening.
though?
Thank you.
If y'all
Because
gonna
I
rock
think
him,
because with him,
Because he is the GOAT. One of the GOATs. If he's not the GOAT, he's definitely one of them. And 100% the greatest lyricist of all time. I mean, have you ever listened to him? Come on.
him, I think what happens on a larger scale, on a more grandiose scale in black culture, he's holding up a space. He's taking up space. That and like I said, Royce, I'm not just saying this because you here. I said this shit yesterday. I've said this shit on many a podcast. If this nigga not here taking up space, I think you get that credit.
I disagree, my brother.
His existence.
What space is he really taking? He puts out one album a year and disappears.
Now, we talk about
what space is he taking?
Just don't do that. Just don't do that. Don't do
what?
We're talking about his career as a whole. We're not talking about 2021. His career as a whole.
You're talking about you would like people to throw him away now, and I'm saying
no. I'm talking about no. I want us to collectively just throw him out. From day one, we should have threw him.
No, you specifically said
he's just jealous. Jealous that you can't write like Eminem. You can't rap like Eminem. And that's what your problem is.
I want us to collectively just throw him out. From day one, we should have threw him.
No, you specifically said he's taking up space. My question is, what space?
He takes up space. His existence within the hip hop culture from the day he dropped and got all that.
I'm talking about right now. At the pace he's at right now, he puts out an album a year and disappears into his back cave. Comes back like clockwork. Next year, drops another album. Doesn't tour. Doesn't do a lot of press. Ain't on TV every 2 minutes. What space is he physically occupying?
Because the space that hip hop is going to look and everybody's going to freeze and say,
what space is he occupying in most people's mind share?
You're asking me a question. I'm answering it. So now when he drops
is there a limited amount of space?
When he drops
there's no limited amount of space.
when he drops a
That's all I need to
project,
know.
when he drops a project, hip hop media takes a moment and pays attention to it.
And
no
then,
matter how long they pay
Mouse.
attention to it. That
Mouse.
could go to a young black artist.
Mouse.
But he's Eminem,
Mouse.
though,
Understand
Mouse.
something. Mouse. Understand
Eminem is a
something.
white. What the fuck
The
that
idea.
Oh, God,
the
whatever.
idea that the idea that there's a cap.
you can't even answer. You can't even actually accurately answer the question, bro. And I'm not to say that respectfully.
just-
And Mouse, it's
That's bullshit.
what you saying is just your opinion, brother. Like
That's a
that's the reason why. It's like it's hard for us to come to a general consensus on that because that's just how you feel. That's your opinion. You know what I mean? Like you may look at his involvement with G Unit, you got to remember, bro. All of the labels were scared to get in bed with 50 from a business perspective. Like Dre and M decided, man, fuck what everybody talking about. I know this nigga got beef, but we're about to sign him because we think that he'll be great for the culture. He'll be big. You know what I'm saying? And that nigga 50 went on to create other millionaires and create other spaces. You know what I'm saying? And then like he signed Slaughterhouse, he signed Griselda. All of these things are just, to me, their contributions.
That's someone I've never heard. I've heard of him, but I've never heard them spit, and that's Griselda. So y'all let me know in the comments something good to react to by Griselda. Y'all know I love freestyles. If he's got any good freestyles, like real straight up freestyles, off the dome freestyle, or whether it's a song, I'd rather do a freestyle first by him though, because then you get to really see what somebody's about. As far as their rapping capability,
Whether they hit on a certain level or not, these are attempts for culture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm talking about. I don't understand. If you take that away, then you're taking away pieces of history of culture.
facts.
Right on.
I think we'd still be all right. I don't think this white man.
We wouldn't be all right. We'd be
Necessary.
way better off.
Look, hey Mouse, though, listen to this though. You got to have logical consistency when you make certain arguments. So I feel where you're coming from, right? I get you. But it's not logically consistent if you say, if you move M or you erase M, then Royce gets that accolade when Eminem was part of the propulsion of Royce the 5 name, you know, because he held him and Eminem looked at Royce and revered him as in a certain way. Because I told Royce early on we first became friends. Like, yo, in my opinion, I always thought you smoked M on shit. But then Royce was explaining to me too, but like you had to be there to see the type of in the ways that M would calculate and his genius. They got to see it firsthand. And that's always
Oh, what I would give to see it firsthand, just to sit in the room with him while he writes something and ask him about his writing process. I also wrote a piece called My Story Told with 89 Eminem References. Honey Koofies has made it into a rap song, and it's going to be on his new upcoming album. So I am officially a songwriter, y'all. Like officially. Whoop whoop.
that M would calculate and his genius. They got to see it firsthand. And that's always different too. It's always different when you was on the team with Michael Jordan, aside from being in the stands. Because there's some niggas that don't think Mike is whatever, but the niggas who play with him is like, yo, you have no idea. This is completely different.
The nigga you talking to, Royce, is right here because of Cuz, dog. Like how could you
so
say
that's
that
what I'm just saying about
that's
logical
like saying,
consistency. You
yeah,
can't
that's
say
like saying
remove
fuck
M
my mama, nigga, and then I'm here.
Right.
I'm here, nigga. Like this nigga helped that nigga. This nigga helped the New York niggas. He helped the Detroit niggas. He helped a lot of niggas eat. And you talking about him like he ain't helped niggas.
But look, but everywhere, but notice this though. But
it's
note
bigger
this
than that though.
But
It's
everywhere
bigger
we go,
than that.
But
It's
listen,
bigger than that.
but hold on, listen. Everywhere we go in the world.
Hold up, Los. Dave, you can't tell us what's bigger than we telling you what's bigger than that. We telling you,
I
big
can
dog.
say what I want to say. Okay,
No, but
You can say what you want to say, but it don't mean it's gonna hold no merit.
Okay,
It don't.
but
It don't mean you dictate. It don't mean you dictate
Excuse me,
nothing.
I'm not dictating nothing.
no,
I'm gonna say my
So
piece.
what
The
you talking
motherfuckers
about?
can either
no,
fuck
no.
with me or they won't. But motherfuckers been fucking with me for 30, 40 years because of the shit that I've done and said and how I am. What
Now,
And
I'm
that's
saying
how
I
is
we
want to
bigger
fuck
put
than
with
something
that
them the
out
is
real
same
quick.
way,
what
Dave.
I'm saying is
We
that
fuck with just like we fuck with you, Dave. We fuck with him the same way. Y'all the same motherfucker.
we're not the same.
Now
Y'all
You
that
the
got
same.
you got that right,
You
bro.
got
Okay.
You
that?
got that
Y'all
Yep.
right. You
motherfuckers
got
the
that right.
Okay, we are
same.
Exactly.
definitely not the same.
Show
Y'all
the
the
You got that
same.
same.
right.
I don't
Y'all
I
ain't the
don't have
same.
I don't
No,
I
ain't the
never I
same.
don't have none of that
Not at
in my
all.
history. And what
We just
I've done as
listen.
far as
We
fucking with the
Dave.
streets and as far as fucking with authenticity in hip hop is documented. Okay, there's
Man, you
hundreds,
fuck with
thousands of people.
Benzino. You don't fuck with no authenticity. I'm gonna
I
kick
don't
your
fuck
ass. I'm gonna
I
kick
don't
your
fuck
ass
with
to the crowd,
Benzino.
motherfucker. Get the fuck
I
out of
haven't
here.
fucked with Benzino for 5 years. Number
Lord of
one.
mercy.
You fuck with
Okay.
cornballs.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I know
Well.
it's okay.
Damn.
Okay. You sound like a cornball.
Is there popcorn
All right, enough of
emojis?
Dave Mays. He can go back to the audience. Go ahead. Who else want to talk now?
Where's the fuck?
Royce just kicked him the fuck out. He said, "Get the fuck out." You fuck with Benzino. You don't know nothing about authenticity, you dummy. Oh, dumb Dave. You fuck with cornballs. Listen, and then watch. Watch right here. Watch Dave. Dave disappears. The mediocre white man disappears.
Dictating nothing.
No,
I'm gonna say my
So
piece.
what
The
you talking
motherfuckers
about?
can either
no,
fuck
no.
with me or they won't. But motherfuckers been fucking with me for 30, 40 years because of the shit that I've done and said and how I am. What
And
I'm
Now,
that's
saying
how
I
is
we
want to
bigger
put
fuck
than
with
something
that
them the
out real
is
same
quick.
way,
what
Dave.
I'm saying is
We
that
fuck with just like we fuck with you, Dave. We fuck with him the same way. Y'all the same motherfucker.
we're not the same.
now
No,
Y'all
You
that
the
got
no.
you
same.
got that right, bro. You
Okay.
got that
Y'all
right. You
motherfuckers
got
the
that
Okay,
right.
same.
we are definitely not the same.
Y'all the
You got that
same.
right.
I
Y'all
don't I
ain't the
don't have
same.
I don't I never I
Y'all the
don't have
same.
none of that in my history. And
We just
what I've done as
listen.
far as
We
fucking with the
Dave.
streets and as far as fucking with authenticity in hip hop is documented.
Authenticity.
Okay, there's
Man,
hundreds,
you
thousands of
fuck with
people.
Benzino. You don't fuck with no authenticity. I'm gonna
I
kick
don't
your
fuck
ass
with
to the crowd,
Benzino.
motherfucker. Get the fuck
I
out of here.
haven't fucked with Benzino for 5 years. Number
Lord of
one.
mercy.
You fuck with
What?
Okay.
cornballs.
What?
Okay. All
What?
right.
Yeah, I
Well.
know it's okay.
Damn.
Okay. You sound like a cornball.
Is there
All
popcorn
right, enough of
emojis?
Dave Mays. He
Oh,
can go back to the audience.
Dave Mays told Royce he sound like a cornball after Royce said you fuck with cornballs. And then Royce said, bloop, and kicked his mediocre white ass up out the convo.
Please go ahead. Who else want to talk now?
Where's the
Fuck out of here,
popcorn
motherfucker.
emoji for this?
Hey, yo, Royce. Yo, Royce.
Fuck you talking to, nigga. I put death on your doorstep, nigga. Fuck you talking.
Damn. Yo, Royce.
Jeez.
look
Whoa,
at
yeah.
all this divisiveness
This
Eminem
guy's
is
gonna pull
causing.
out
Ain't
the
no
rocket
divisiveness.
launcher.
I ain't divided. I'm not one with Dave Mays, nigga. Let's get this shit straight, man. Y'all niggas in here acting like this motherfucker at the cookout or something. Get the fuck out of here, man.
He keeps talking about that
But
tape, man. Let the tape go, nigga.
Anyway, what I'm saying, what I said when I say it's bigger is that hip hop is a multi-billion-dollar industry and culture.
Oh my holy mother. That was gold right there. That was gold right there. That was amazing. Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing part two. I want to see where this conversation goes. To the person who requested I react to the Snoop and Eminem thing off the one channel, I'm not gonna say the channel name. They still hadn't got back to me, man. So we'll have to wait and see. But I seen a lot of reaction channels have reacted to this. I hadn't watched any of them, but I've seen them like on my homepage, so that's why I knew it was cool. And I hadn't seen nobody reacted to that, so I hope I do hear from them because I would love to react to that. Now that little beef, it's not really like a beef, but makes me sad for hip hop because, like I said, I believe Snoop and Eminem are both legends and goats and have done tremendous things for hip hop, for the culture. This right here made me respect Royce a lot more, because you know how people talk and stuff. But, and I still don't know who Mouse is. Y'all, somebody tell me down below, who the fuck is Mouse? I don't know who the fuck that is. Nobody else talked. The only ones that talked were him and Royce and Glasses. King Lo said a couple things. Just Blaze, Dub Dub Dave, Mickey Mouse. I think that's the only people that said anything in this convo. Punch, I think, might have said one or two things. I'm ready to already listen to part 2 and see where that conversation leads. I bet old W Dave is mad as hell. Oh, if y'all don't watch my reaction to Benzino's song, y'all got to please watch the meme that I made. It'll be coming up anytime now. It's less than 2 minutes long, y'all. Please, I promise you won't be disappointed. You'll laugh your asses off. I promise. Again, the link to this is in the description box. So y'all please be sure to click on that link. Go show the channel some love, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Y'all comment below what are y'all's thoughts on this. It made me mad as fuck, because any type of racist shit, I can't fuck with it. I can't get down with it. I don't care what race it's towards or what race it's against, or what race it's coming from, or what race it's going towards. You see what I'm saying? I hate racism of all fucking kinds. It's disgusting and ignorant. So, yeah. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me y'all's thoughts. Be real. Completely cool to disagree. Just respectfully disagree. You know what I'm saying? Please like this video on your way out. Like, what report do you think? And please subscribe to my channel, y'all. April G. Squad. Respect. Love y'all. See y'all in just a little bit. That's funny as hell he kicked him out, bro. Peace out.